Amazing. This content. Are we good?
Yes.
Awesome. Good
Woo!
morning. Welcome to Saturday morning yoga. Thank you so much for joining me. Rejoining, whether you're new or returning. I really appreciate you coming to practice with me this morning. So, I don't know about any of y'all, but I have the worst allergies and sinuses, especially this time of year. So this practice is kind of dedicated to postures and clearing the sinus postures that will clear your sinuses, and just kind of open the airways a little bit. Try to help clear any of the lymph node congestion. So yes, we're gonna go ahead and get started in a nice, easy seated pose. Sitting cross-legged. If you would like to elevate your hips. We'll come to ground through the sit bones. A nice deep inhale to lengthen tall through the crown of the head and the spine. And a slow exhale out. Coming to arrive on the mat today. Letting everything else fade away just for these next 40 some minutes. Let the world fade, let the worries go. This is just you and your body on your mats, you and your breath. We're going to start with a breathing exercise, our alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. We'll go 3 breaths each direction. So there's 2 directions. We'll just take the breath 3 cycles each way. We'll start with our thumb covering the left nostril and our ring finger covering the right nostril. And you can just let the in-between fingers kind of rest on the forehead or just kind of curl. We'll start with clogging the right, so pressing into the right nostril, leaving the left open. We're going to exhale out of the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Hold both nostrils shut. And we'll open the right nostril, exhale out. Continuing in this cycle, we close the right nostril, breathe in through the left. Hold both nostrils shut. And exhale through the right. Both nostrils shut. We'll open the left, inhale. Close both nostrils. And exhale out of the right. Both nostrils closed. We're going to switch the direction. So we're going to inhale into the right nostril. Close both nostrils at the top. And exhale out of the left nostril. Hold both nostrils shut. Inhale into the right nostril. Closing both. Exhale out of the left. One more round here. Inhale, right nostril. And then exhale out of the left. Whenever you've completed the 3 rounds of breath, you just take a moment, maybe close the eyes for a moment. Let the relaxation run through you. We'll start with a little bit of movement. We'll inhale, reach the arms overhead, nice and tall. Maybe bring the gaze up. Releasing the left hand down, we'll take the right arm over the head, the right hand coming over the left ear. We're just going to gently apply some pressure to that left ear. You can reach the left hand a little bit away, opening into the side of the neck, into the shoulder. Back through center, we'll switch directions. Right hand grounds next to you, left hand comes over the head. And just a gentle pressure onto the right ear as we pull open the neck. Releasing the left hand, feel free to just take a few neck circles here. Rolling the head from one side down to the other. Maybe sending the head all the way back around if it feels okay. We'll switch direction. And find our way back through center, reaching the arms overhead. Let's take a side bend. Inhale, exhale, right hand grounds, left arm reaches over, side bend. Opening the heart towards the ceiling here, gazing up. Inhale, back through center, side bend the other way. We'll go one more each way. Inhale through center, and exhale, side bend to the right. Maybe going a little bit deeper this time. Inhale through center, and exhale one more side bend to the left. Inhaling back through center. We're just going to take it right into a tabletop. So planting through the hands, stacking the knees under the hips, finding your tabletop. Let's get into the cat cows. Inhale, draw the belly down, chest open, lift the chin. Feel like the chest is pressing between the arms. Exhale, push all the air out. Navel pulls back towards the spine. We cat pose. Feel free to combine this movement with your own breath. Inhale as you draw the belly down, open the chest, really press into the hands, those shoulder blades away or together, squeezing them. And exhale, here we push the shoulder blades away, chin towards the chest. A few more. And we'll come to find a neutral tabletop. Send the hips back towards the heels, sitting into a child's pose. We'll take our hands to wrap by our legs, grabbing the bottoms of the feet, planting the forehead on the mat. We're going to gently lift the hips here, rounding onto the very top of the head. This is our butt rabbit pose. You're going to want to feel the shoulder blades being pulled away from each other here. Really trying to just get onto the top of the head. Exhale, release the hips down. We'll walk the hands forward again. And we'll move into our puppy pose. Gently starting to lift the hips to stack over the knees. We let the chest kind of slide down onto the ground. You can open the arms wide if you have any shoulder constraints. Maybe the forehead stays grounded, or maybe we lift the chin here, gaze forward. We're going to gently start to round through the spine, dropping the pelvis down to the ground, maybe even the belly here. We'll find some cobras. Hands right under the shoulders. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together and back as we lift the chest. You can start small, maybe with small bends in the elbows. Before starting to lengthen the elbows straight, we're just gonna exhale, wave the body down. Inhale, wave the body up. Squeezing the glutes here to protect the lower back. Really try to think of that sensation of your pelvis pressing into the ground, the tops of the feet pressing into the ground. We'll do one more here. A nice deep inhale, lengthen through the abdomen. And exhale, release down onto your belly. Perfect. We're gonna tuck the back toes and just press right up into a plank using your strength here. Lift the body up. Ooh, into a nice plank pose. We'll just add a little bit of a rock forward and back. Activating into the core. Feel that belly, feel the abs. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, we're going to send the hips up and back. Find a nice downward facing dog here. Spreading wide through the hands. Lifting those hips as high as you can. The chest is open, falling back towards the thighs. Maybe you bring your gaze to your belly button. Feel free to add movement here. I know it's the first downward facing dog. Whatever you have to do to settle into the pose. Finding stillness, if not already, we'll welcome another deep cleansing breath. Fill the belly, expand through the belly and ribs. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. Feel the belly button pull back towards the spine as you sink a little bit deeper into our down dog. Beautiful. We're going to inhale, lift the heels, and just step as many times as you like the feet towards the top of the mat. Releasing into a forward fold. Feel free to keep bent knees here to start. We'll grab opposite elbows, letting our biceps come right by our ears. So the head is heavy, the neck is heavy, the whole upper body is super relaxed as we dangle and sway a little bit. Breathe here. On the inhale, we release our elbows, our hands come to our shins, straighten legs, straighten halfway, lift the spine, inhale. And on the exhale, we'll again take a forward fold. Maybe this time the legs stay a little bit more straight. Maybe you feel yourself activate into the glutes and hamstrings, into the quads to help you fold a little bit deeper. Inhale once again, we halfway lengthen, find all the length in a straight spine. And then exhale once more, forward fold. On the inhale, we'll gently bend through the knees and start to round through the spine as we rise all the way up to standing. Inhale, reaching arms overhead. And then exhale, hands by your side or hands in prayer at heart center. Finding a mountain pose, even distribution of our weight between both feet to be able to lift the toes, spread the toes, maybe place one at a time onto the mat. We're going to go through just kind of one sun salutation here to further warm up the body. It's going to be a type B. So we're going to start with our big toes together, kind of heels apart. We're preparing for chair. On the inhale, we're going to sit the hips back, reach the arms by our ears into our chair pose. Tucking the pelvis under, making sure not to stick the booty out in the back. We sit low. Exhale, we rise and release, forward fold. We're going to add a little spice to the sun sal. Take the hands behind the back, maybe interlace them together, palms pressed together, maybe a slight bend in the elbows as we take our shoulders over, our fist overhead to release the shoulders. A lot of shoulder mobility you work here. It's okay if the arms can't go very far. And we'll exhale, release the hands down. We're stepping the feet back into our plank. We'll inhale to lengthen in the plank. And on the next exhale, lower to the ground. Maybe you go onto the belly, maybe you go into your knees, or you stay in a low push up. Inhale up and open with the chest, a cobra or upward facing dog if you're able to keep the thighs lifted. And exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, we'll lift the right leg up to the sky for three-legged. Pull the right knee in towards the chest, lifting high onto the left toes as we step the right foot between the hands. You can stay in a high lunge, or if you want to try for the traditional warrior one version, we ground through this back left heel, pointing the left toes towards the corner of the mat, 45-degree angle. And we'll bend nice and deep into this front knee as we lift it up high. Warrior one, sinking low into the hips, square the hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands. Either go right to downward dog or flow through vinyasa. We take the right foot back. Inhale. Exhale, low to the ground. Inhale, pressing the chest forward and up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Pulling the left knee in towards the chest, step the left foot between the hands. We ground through the back heel. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Squaring the hips forward, bending a nice deep bend into the front knee. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back. You can go into downward dog or take a vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up and open with the chest. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. A nice deep cleansing breath here. Just find a nice um, posture that feels good for you in your down dog. Ah. In the next inhale, lifting the heels, bending the knees, maybe this time taking one big step to the top of the mat. We're coming back into our chair pose. So maybe bring the feet together as we sit the hips back, reach the arms up, chair. Hold here for a moment, maybe lift the toes off the mat, sink low with the hips. And we'll inhale up, release, Tadasana. Ah, beautiful, finding your center for a moment. We'll keep the momentum going. Inhale, reaching arms overhead. Gaze up. Exhale, we forward fold. We'll step the right foot back, keeping the back knee lifted and bending nice and deep into the front knee. The right hand grounds. We'll take a dragonfly twist. First, maybe just settle into this runner's lunge. Open the hips here. And then we'll reach the left arm up to the sky, twist the chest open towards the ceiling. Exhale, release the left hand down. We drop the back knee, finding a low lunge. Letting the hips sink forward, we open the chest up. And maybe if it feels okay, lifting the hands off the mat and bringing them to your hips, seeing if you can go a little bit deeper here. We'll ground through the hands. Gently push the hips back as we straighten through the front knee, half split, front toes flexed, right hip drawing forward. And you can think about your spine here. I don't have any blocks today to demonstrate with, but um, you'll want to stay elevated and high through the chest. The chest is open here, a nice long straight spine. So if you need to use some books or some pillows under your hands, some blocks, it's a great way to help you get into this pose um, with less injury. All right, we'll take one more breath here. A deep inhale to lengthen the spine, and an exhale to release a fold a bit more. We'll inhale up, tuck the back toes, straighten through the back knee, and we'll step the back foot in a foot or so, just slightly, pointing the toes towards the corner of the mat, 45 degrees out. A pyramid pose here. Another great one to use blocks to help you lengthen through the spine. We're going to gently walk the hands forward here and lift off the back toes, finding a warrior three, hips square to the ground. This is going to be a balancing pose. So maybe before lifting the hands, really just try to spread through the toes. Feel that whole foot grounded. A nice straight knees if you can. Try to lift the hands off. We find a T position parallel to the ground. Warrior three. And from here, we're just gonna lift up, release, ooh, the right foot down, coming into our mountain pose. Maybe shake it out a bit. Wonderful. We're gonna take it to the other side. We'll ground through both feet. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. And we're gonna step the left foot back this time. We'll keep the back knee lifted as we sink into our runner's lunge, opening the hips here. Really straight and active through the back leg. Planting through the left hand, the right hand reaches up, opening the chest towards the ceiling, dragonfly twist. Releasing the right hand down, we'll drop the back knee, low lunge. Inhale, really opening the chest, sinking the hips forward. And exhale, relaxing. Maybe if you'd like, lifting up off the hands, bringing them to the hips, going a little bit deeper here. Even maybe see activating the glutes, activating through some of your leg muscles helps you to sink deeper into this stretch. We'll ground through the hands, push the hips back, straighten through the front leg as we find our half split. Just squaring the shoulders and hips forward. Want to try to feel the sensation of the belly reaching towards the thigh instead of our chest reaching towards the thigh. Our belly and our chest is open here. Another inhale to lengthen. Another exhale to relax. Beautiful. We're going to tuck the back toes behind us, extend straight through the back leg, and just step the back foot in a bit. We're finding our pyramid pose. Back toes turn towards the left top corner, hips square towards the front, and really straight and active through the legs here. Taking a forward fold. And we'll walk the hands forward and lift off the back toes, finding our warrior three balance here. Maybe just Figure out your legs first with the hands on the ground. And when you're ready to take flight, you can take your hands to your heart, take them out wide. For a challenge, take them right out in front, ahead of you. Just really nice and straight and strong through that standing leg. It's got you. We're going to slowly come up out of this, grounding through both feet and standing at the top of the mat. And release, maybe shake it out a bit. Awesome. We'll take a little bit of a float back to our child's. Inhale, reaching up overhead, gaze up. Exhale, hinge, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen, hands to shin, straight spine. Exhale, plant the hands. We step it back to our plank position. On the same exhale, lower to the ground. On the inhale, we press up again for our cobra, upward dog. And here we're going to bend, leave the knees on the ground, push the hips back towards the heels, relax into a child's pose, rounding through the spine. This should feel really nice here, and we're just going to take a deep breath, expanding into the back rib cage. And a long exhale, pushing all of the air out. All right, we're going to slowly inhale, come back up onto our knees from here. We're going to find our camel pose. So we're stand on our knees and tuck the back toes. So a few different variations to take here, depending on how flexible and mobile you feel your spine is. We'll start with our hands on our low back, just gently pushing the hips forward here, kind of keeping them over the knees. We're going to focus on our shoulder blades, pulling them together down and away from the ears as we kind of squeeze the elbows together, squeeze the shoulder blades, gaze up, maybe back, a gentle back bend. If you'd like to go further, you can release your hands onto your heels or even onto blocks behind you. If you have some blocks with you, you can put them on a higher level to help support. Just again, thinking about squeezing the glutes here, pushing the hips forward, opening the chest. You can keep the chin tucked in or let the head fall back, depending what feels good for you. Nice deep breath. And we'll slowly come out, bringing our hands back to our low back, gently lifting up with the body. We'll sit our hips back onto our heels and take a child's pose, letting the hands reach forward, let the spine round. Inhaling back up. We're going to come onto our backs from here. So we're going to find our bridge pose first. You can just kind of make your way onto your back, releasing gently onto the ground, planting through both feet, knees pointing up. Bridge pose here, a few options. If you have a block, you can use it underneath, kind of right at the tailbone, the sacrum, the bottom of the spine. You can use the block to support your hips here. You can also walk your feet in a bit closer to you. See if your hands can touch the back of the heels, grab the back of the heels. This is going to make it even more of an intense back bend here. And whenever you're ready, we plant, we ground through the feet. Inhale, tuck the pelvis so the whole back is flat, tucking it under and lifting the hips, squeeze the glutes. Feel the belly button drawing in. On the inhale, the belly expands. On the exhale, the belly draws in. Beautiful. Another few breaths here. Just holding, maybe pressing a little bit deeper into this. Lifting, seeing how the pose changes after spending some time in it. Feeling the shoulder blades ground and the neck is long on the neck, on the ground. Feeling leg power. Another deep inhale, lift the hips a little bit higher. And on the exhale, we'll slowly release, coming all the way down with the spine. We'll hug the knees in towards the chest and grab the outsides of the feet with the hands, coming into our happy baby. Always feel really vulnerable doing this on camera. We'll open into our happy baby pose. Opening the legs wide. Maybe giving yourself a little rock side to side, lengthening through the spine. Whatever feels good for you here. You can bend and straighten into the knees a few times. Just relax. Embody the happy baby. Maybe put a little smile on your face. You're rocking on the floor right now. And we'll slowly release. We're going to come to an inversion, our shoulder stand. So I love doing inversions, like going upside down on my head and everything. And it does seem to clog my sinuses a lot. So to get our inversion while also clearing our sinuses and clearing our lymph nodes, we're going to take our shoulder stand. It's a great pose for if you're feeling a cold. So we'll release the hips onto the mat and lengthen through the spine, pressing our hands by our side. We're going to try to lift the hips here. So the feet are coming up, we're lifting the hips, and our hands will catch our low back. And we're going to just start to walk the hands up the back as we lift the hips up high. So maybe we start with a plow. Maybe we start with rounding the spine, bringing the feet kind of towards over the head. Maybe keeping the legs straight. We find a nice plow pose. Maybe the knees are coming towards your ears. Then we'll lift into our shoulder stand. So it's always kind of helpful sometimes to think about bringing the elbows as close together as you can. We're going to extend the legs straight up to the ceiling, tucking the belly button in. We lift it up high. Yes. You should feel the chin pressing into your chest. Be careful not to look side to side. Protect the neck. We lift it, lift it, lift it. A nice deep breath here. Maybe even close the eyes. Don't worry about the visual stimulus. Just focus on the inward feeling. Will slowly come out. Just gently walking your hands down the back, rounding through the spine. We'll gently release the hips onto the ground, vertebrae by vertebrae. Be very gentle. We're going to come into a counter pose from here, our fish pose, releasing the whole back, extending the legs out straight on the ground. Our hands will come right under our sit bones, right under our butt a little bit. And we're going to press into the forearms, bending the elbows. And we're going to feel the heart and the chest draw up towards the ceiling as our head kind of releases back behind us. Want to focus on the upper back here. If you need a block underneath, kind of the in between of your shoulder blades, right underneath your heart center. A nice deep breath. Whenever you're ready, slowly releasing on the exhale onto your back. Beautiful. We'll take the bottoms of the feet together here, opening the knees wide. This is a reclining butterfly. Maybe opening the arms wide to a T here. We'll just come to find our spinal twist. So right knee kind of could fold over onto the left. Maybe use your left hand to pull that right knee down. And we turn our gaze to the right. Breathing into our digestive organs here. We open it back up and take it to the other side. Left knee comes to meet the right knee. And we take a spinal twist, turn the gaze to the left. Whatever twist here feels best for you. And we'll come back through center, finding our butterfly reclining. We're gonna just take a relaxation time here. We're actually gonna do some what we call face yoga. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it's pretty much when we take our hands to our face, to our neck, and we're gonna massage. So you can kind of start at the nose if you'd like. Then we're gonna just do some circular motions around the nose area, right under the eyes. And you can kind of feel free to explore what feels good here. Maybe you take your fingers to the bridge of the nose and start doing the circular motions at the bridge of the nose. And maybe you take it up to your eyebrows, to the forehead. Just some circular motions with your hand. Maybe taking the hands out wide over the forehead, eventually coming to find your temples. We'll massage the temples here for a few circles. Moving your hands down the face here, come to find the cheekbones. Maybe working the hands in and out, massaging the cheekbones. We'll let the hands come down the sides of the face, to the jaw, to the ear, and down to the lymph node right underneath of your chin towards the neck. Trying to keep the circular motion going here. Kind of feel it out. Maybe to the sides of the neck. Beautiful. And we'll end again back at our nose. So you can make your way around the mouth a bit, opening the mouth, and eventually back to the nose. Wonderful. Beautiful. Once you're done, kind of just giving your face a massage, we'll just grab the lips. This is the last thing with our face massage, face yoga, I promise. We're gonna grab the lips and kind of just pull the lips out a little bit. You're just gonna want to squeeze them, maybe pull them out a few times. Just really work in. We hold a lot of tension in our face. And massage out the lips. Beautiful. I give my cheeks one more pinch here. Whenever you're ready, you can just release the legs straight, release your arms by your side. Come to find a final pose of relaxation with absolutely nothing to do. Let any control of the breath go. Let any control of your thoughts, any tension in the muscles. Just for this moment, let yourself be. Let yourself surrender. I welcome you to stay longer in this state of relaxation. At least 5 minutes, a few minutes if you like. I'm going to go ahead and slowly close out the practice today. If you'd like to join me, taking a nice deep inhale, reaching arms overhead, lengthening through the feet and the hands, full body stretch here. Before rolling onto either side body in a fetal position. Slowly pushing your way back up into a easy seated pose, just as we started. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Hope to see you
Bye.
again.